Hey everybody, Dogbird here, and I don't do a whole lot of these things about these blog posts, but this one is huge, and I hope to God you've all been listening and hoarding that Teal Gear if you completed DD5 two times, because my God, are they coming for us now? You will be greatly rewarded if you have hoarded. Oh my God, I can't believe this. So let's just talk about this. It's the next chapter on the road to apocalypse has been revealed. Sagas. This is a new game mode where you get to play through the exciting story of Apocalypse, bestowing gifts to each of the four horsemen and completing their ceremonious transformation into devoted disciples. Of course, this is all subject to change. In other words, they're just covering their ass. But as you can see here, they're showing it off, what it's going to look like. You got Morgan Le Fay, you got famine, and eventually we're going to have war, more than likely Red Hulk. There will be 5 sagas in total, requiring the horsemen in each of their respective teams, which we were already told that you would need the teams. This meant building the Unlimited X-Men on top of Darkhold, which most people should have already done. Each saga is expected to release after the second run of each Horseman Scourge event. So this kind of hints at, since we're going to essentially need this for Apocalypse, as you'll see later in the blog, that each of these horsemen should run twice before we get Apocalypse. At least that's what I would think. Of course, scopely. Unlike Scourge Revenge, which will run for a limited time, Sagas will be a permanent addition to the new Epic Campaigns section coming in the next version, 6.3, which should be week or two, and that's where Dark Dimension will go. So it's replacing Dark Dimension. It's nice though that it's always going to be there, so you can just kind of work on it at your own pace. And now here we get into the requirements. Pestilence needs Morgan Le Fay and the 4 Darkhold characters. That's Agatha, Wong, Doctor Strange, and yes, you will need to gear Scarlet Witch. On top of this, you need Famine, you need Rogue and Gambit, Phantom Mix, Sunfire, and Dazzler. They're telling you who you need to gear. You don't get a choice. War Saga, Death Saga, Apocalypse. Interesting that they say with Apocalypse you need all 4 horsemen, all their teams, and then several additional characters. We'll have to see what that is. More money grabbing, definitely. Then they go into multiple difficulties. Each saga is expected to have 5 node each. Okay, no persistent damage, so they're just going to be like the campaigns that you normally go through. There will be 3 levels of difficulty, and here's where they really get you. For the 4 Horsemen sagas specifically, they are gear tier requirements. Gear tier 17. Coming in version 6.3, we're supposed to learn more about this on Friday, according to this. But here, of course, you're going to need Gear Tier 17 for the highest difficulty, Gear Tier 15 for difficulty 2, Gear Tier 13 for each character. So essentially, you have to build all 4 of these horsemen, all 4 of their teams, and they all have to be at top gear level get fucked commanders. So you need 20 characters for DD5 to complete that to get a whole bunch of Teal Gear. But if they're not on horseman teams, you now have to gear a more additional. So we know Morgan Le Fay, Rogue, great in Dark Dimension. If you built some of the Darkhold, Agatha's good. Some people probably built Wong already. Doctor Strange, Heartless, another mystic character. But now you have to build the 4 mutants, Gambit, Dazzler, Phantom Mix, and Sunfire, all into Teal Gear. All I can say is they better friggin' open the gates on not only orange gear, but on teal gear as well. Tier 17 we better be flooded with goddamn teal gear. If not, we should all be rising up. We should be flooded with orange gear. It's ridiculous that orange gear is as rare as it is right now. Especially like 13s and 14s. That's ridiculous when we're at gear tier 16. But you're going to require gear tier 17 for this. We better be flooded with teal gear more than what we're getting now. There better be teal gear war orbs. There should be teal gear raid orbs, like the orange ones, like we get. Like that's how we get them. Not this Doom stuff. We'll see what Doom 3 brings. And then they have the 5th and final Apocalypse Saga. We'll have another layer of death with different gear and ISO 8 requirements. What the hell is that going to mean? Are we getting gear tier 18 already? And it gets better. Additionally, to enter the final Apocalypse Saga, you must have completed all the 4 Horsemen stages at difficulty 1 to participate in, of course, difficulty 1. If you want to do difficulty 2, you have to get all difficulty 2. And then if you want difficulty 3, you have to do all the gear difficulty 3. So this might mean that we can maybe get Apocalypse with just gear tier 13, because they don't want to open the floodgates on that teal gear. But you probably get like the minimal Apocalypse, probably like 3-star. We'll have to wait and see. Then this is interesting. The rewards, the gifts of Ensabanor Apocalypse are fit for a pharaoh. Some of the rewards available in the various difficulties include orange gear, gold, armory 16 orb fragments, and ISO blue materials. Additionally, there are 2 types of rewards that will be exclusive to each of the sagas, and a 3rd reward type that is very rare. They are Awakened Abilities, Horsemen costumes, ISO blue level 5 ions and crystals. We are finally getting that level 5 blue ISO, and if you've never looked at them, they are incredibly game-changing and going to be broken. They are incredibly powerful. Things are going to be really shooken up by those. And part of this, we have Awakened Abilities. We got this hinted at with the Rogue Scourge, that there was abilities locked away by Morgan inside Rogue's mind, so she wouldn't know, so they wouldn't know that she's actually infiltrating, striking, that she's a horseman. So Apocalypse will bestow gifts upon each of his horsemen, granting them even greater power and unlocking new synergies with their fellow horsemen and even Apocalypse himself. We kind of saw this coming. Why have a horseman tag if they're not going to work together? It makes sense that they would work together and make a really powerful team. Awakened abilities are augmentations to one or more of the character's existing 4 abilities. Similar to normal abilities, awakened abilities will also require materials to unlock and upgrade them. Of course we need that. We need more materials. We need more bottlenecks. But they will only be used for that specific character and ability. You'll earn these awakened abilities as you progress through the character's related saga. For example, the Pestilence Saga will be the only place to earn the materials for Pestilence Horseman Morgan Le Fay until they decide to monetize this and make offers. There you have a picture of that. Here's a preview. Time Warp. This is the turn rewind. She'll now, if you get level 8 on that, she will apply speed up for 2 turns and immunity for 1 turn to self. An Apocalypse ally. It's interesting that they call it an Apocalypse ally. It means he's not going to have the same horseman tag, which makes sense because he's technically not a horseman. He's kind of like a Thanos type thing where he works with the Black Order, but he doesn't have that tag. All Darkhold allies and all horsemen allies. Makes sense. And her passive is now going to give 50% max health to Apocalypse and all horsemen allies. And she's going to give that extra resistance to all Apocalypse and all horsemen allies. Get ready for more focus and resistance checks. There you can see actual screenshots of it. And then we have new costumes, which is interesting here also. In order to finally unlock Apocalypse, the full transformation of the 4 horsemen must be complete. This will only be achieved once you have completed difficulty 3. So in other words, you have to complete difficulty 3. You need gear tier 17 on all of those characters, plus whatever else they decide to throw at us to get these costumes to unlock Apocalypse. These exclusive versions are designed to visually coordinate the team's new look in the battlefield. First will be Morgan Le Fay. So now they have locked and unlocked behind costumes. Get fucked, Commanders. Interesting look from Morgan Le Fay. Definitely looks like a Pestilence type look. I don't know. You will need to complete the apocalyptic difficulty in the Pestilence Saga to unlock the costume for Morgan Le Fay. Here they talk about ISO 5 bringing significant stat buffs and powerful new mechanics. They're showing off the Skirmisher, where you get 20% more damage, flip positive effects to bleed instead of clearing. I forget what all else it does. It does some other stuff. These Horsemen Sagas would be a great place to pick up some of these new coveted resources. Each Horseman Saga at difficulty 3 will have enough ISO Blue level 5 ions and pre-fused crystals. So that means we don't have to farm crystals and fuse them. They're already done for us. To promote the related Horseman character from 3 to 5. So it means if you don't even have her at 4, it's going to go to 5 automatically. Additionally, fully clearing difficulty 3 will grant enough ions to fuse the crystals and promote another character all the way from green ISO 5 to blue level 5. That's going to be quite a bit to get up to that level. You need those crystals and class levels for difficulty 3 of the final Apocalypse Saga, as it will require the following characters to be equipped with ISO Blue 8 level 5, the 4 Horsemen, the teams for each of the 4 Horsemen, and several strike characters to be announced. Again, get fucked, Commanders. Because now we're introducing even more. You thought Blue ISO level 4 was hard to get. You know Blue ISO level 5 is going to be hard to get. If you want to complete it all. Oh, this is the biggest cash grab of them all. It is truly apocalyptic. And they're showing Morgan Le Fay, 277,000 power, 1.5 million hit points now. This is huge news. They are going after the wallets for sure. They're coming after all your gear. I hope to God you have hoarded that Teal Gear. I know I have been hoarding. Don't take anybody else to gear tier 16 unless they're a Horseman team. Get fucked, Commanders. Until next time.